The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. Prison. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how to beat the rabbit hole. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing.
Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head. Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head. To my head. Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head. Pounding, 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 pounding. New cola. Pounding no stop. Planetrock. Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head.
Now, before we get started with this evening's entertainment, we like to call on our ancestors and pay homage for strength and guidance.
Teach, brother, teach.
Yeah. Queen Mother Moore, Ashe. Queen Nefertiti, Ashe. Harriet Tubman, Ashe. You can say Ashe. Don't be afraid to say Ashe. All right. Sojourner Truth, Ashe. Betty Shabazz, Ashe. Isis. Malcolm X. Now call out your ancestors.
Oh, now we ain't got all night.
All right. Yeah, Ashe. I heard you, sister. Ashe. Now to all our ancestors, known and unknown, who would like to be amongst us at this present time, feel free to join us in this spiritual event of edutainment. Ashe. Ashe. All right now. Ashe. Ashe.
Party people, can yo get funky? Suicidal folks, can yo get funky? The Zulu Nation, can yo get funky? Yeah, just hit me.
It's the short shot. Say Planet Rock. It's the short shot.
Ask permission of my elders to speak.
Permission granted.
Blow your horn.
Warning. This show contains ideas, thoughts, and concepts that are striving to express the supreme truth. Any further listening or investigation will result in that individual having to surrender the excuse of ignorance. Home of the extraterrestrial brother and sister. Ho! Truth is like a double-edged sword. Cuts on both sides. Well, all right. Ow. Make mine the people. I want my funk cut. Make my funk the people, y'all.
Back on my bullshit. 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 Back on my bull
Yes, this is the ghetto. Showing up now.
Oh yeah, ghetto philosopher back up in your area one more again. Wagwan party people, man. This your ghetto philosopher, your El Capitan of the Ghetto Lounge Starship. We about to blast off and cruise 93,000 miles above your consciousness. No, we ain't had a ride in the Ghetto Lounge Starship in a minute, but your El Capitan been trying to straighten out a few things. We trying to, me and my partner Rap Monster, we trying to get our own radio station up and crack-a-lacking. You know what I'm saying? So we could do this 24/7. We got, I'll probably be recruiting some of y'all out there that got radio shows to come on over there to rapmonster-ghettolounge.com, or should I say rapmonster.com radio, Rapmonster Radio. You know what I'm saying? We'll be doing our own thing on our own radio station, so we're going to be needing some, you know what I'm saying, some powerful radio shows and some music DJs and whatnot, so I'll keep y'all posted. But yo, this your El Capitan, your in-house griot, your war correspondent, your funk doctor, your funk renegade. You dig me? Ghetto philosopher, man. Like I said, come on in, pass the velvet rope, sit on down, fasten your seatbelts. We about to drop bombs on the ignorant below. You know how we do it over here in the Ghetto Lounge Starship. So tonight, this your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 6, right? So we're going to be conversating on this award-winning, Academy Award-winning bullshit, 12 Years a Slave, you know what I'm saying? I felt compelled to, you know what I'm saying, do a show about it. In case y'all didn't know, you know, they shut down the Ghetto Philosophers page over there on IG. You know what I'm saying? I think it was because of a conversation I was having about this very topic that we're going to discuss tonight with some Negro peons or whatever. Didn't like what Ghetto Philosopher was saying about the whole I can't even pronounce the black girl's name, man, the sister's name who won the Academy Award for her role in 12 Years a Slave or whatever, but she's not really the issue, you dig me? So like I said, we're gonna conversate and get in that thing a little bit, so y'all fasten your seatbelts and come on ride with a brother. Alright? Yeah, Ghetto Philosopher, Planet Rock.
That's alright. Everything's good job. Party tonight, y'all. Rap game. Everything, y'all. Pass the joint.
Yeah. I'ma rock this shit a little different this time. I rock on anything, folk. Off beat, on beat, in beat, around beat, top beat, bottom beat.
Planet Rock, pumping 360 degrees of knowledge, 365 days a year. Ignorance is no longer an option.
A rap monster in the building. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Catch a black leader, simply disqualify him. If he's persistent, then toss him in the fire. That's how them white folks do it, day 5. Miseducate the youth, eliminate control. Put stupid songs out like everything goes. Set it into motion, then lo and behold, take it to the cleaners, watch a black nation fold. Can't have a natural leader, that's a no-go. Always appointed and approved by white folks. Same motherfuckers used to sell you by the boat. You asking their permission, black people are a joke. Get your shit together, we can do a lot better. Fuck these white people, we don't need no babysitters. Modern day slave holders out to recapture. We don't have to deal with it, move back to Africa. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head. Slave emerging as a natural head. Gon' find himself hanging from an oak tree dead. Replaced by a house nigga trained well bred. Got no problem doing what the master says. Betray his people gon' bow down beg. Fuck the community, go for yourself. Now look at our community, we the bottom shelf. Spending our money with everybody else. Not self-reliant, got hatred of self. And we stay by and contributing to their wealth. And ain't nobody crying, so I guess we don't care. All we got in mind is the master's welfare. A real leader comes along, we treat them unfair. Instead of encouraging, get them out of here. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Label me a troublemaker, uppity, arrogant. Soldier in a slave war, I'm just a combatant. Wave a white flag of surrender, not happening. See a white man on the battlefield, blast him. Down with these fake black leaders, they grafted. Working for these crackers, hell no, that's a natural. Look at the disaster, supported by your pastor. Talking about a life after caught up in the rapture. Anybody talking revolution, ridicule him. If he ain't down with white power, no movement. Hit him with Obama, the first black president. Now anybody talking revolution is irrelevant. They say it's an alliance, but it's all smoke and mirrors. Cause we can't punish them and they don't fear us. 24/7 round the clock, they kill us. With no repercussions, they some goddamn villains. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head and the body gon' die. Cut off the head.
Must always stay calm. You must let nothing move you, be it good or bad. But when the mental cannot be moved, there is no longer good or bad. There just is. When there just is, you have the power to form and shape. So now, witness the wrath of the man.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
I despise your killing and raping. You're despicable. Are you my judge? It's just, you should be punished.
It's a war. What we fighting for. It's a war. They say when it rains, it pours. Bombs rain over Baghdad, penetrating the Earth's core. We sit idly on by, watching the BBC or Channel 5, wondering what's in store. Death televised. Britain down 8, America down 4. As our leaders tally up the score, my mind resigns to nevermore. Truth like my tongue as sharp as a sword. Your intent to kill can't be God's will. You who talk of making peace after creating a war, perpetrating like your motives are pure, when it's evident that power has its allure. It's time for greed to take a back seat and let logic be deployed. You think I'm gonna stop? Nah, I'm gonna give you some more. Another bomb is dropped, another life is lost, another's wounded, another's caught. What does this war really cost? A sister plus a brother plus a husband plus a father, a mother dying in this battle? This war is felt from Baghdad to Birmingham to Seattle. Are we human beings, or have we digressed to just cattle? Helpless as a canoer without a paddle, a fireman without a ladder. I'm not gonna just put a prattle. This ain't a spoof. This ain't no blazing saddle. When it comes to truth, I speak on world matters. To you who serve death on a platter. We feast on others' pain, suffering, and lost lives. Digging in with forks and knives. Have we become so desensitized by eyewitnessing justifiable homicide and turning a blind eye? Can't we elevate to anything more? Or is the answer, the cure, always gonna be I declare war? Let's treat the illness, stop treating the symptom. Just sit in stillness, think more and kill less. The state of the world must be addressed, must be assessed, not camouflage in fancy dress. My mind has soared. I'm not locked in the birdcage of the U.S. Bush so self-assured, he must use short, cause I've never seen him sweat. His intentions suspect. The Iraqi people for years have been suffering from neglect. Sanctions by United Nations, now you're worried about their liberation. Hey Bush, put down your PlayStation and deal in reality. It's time to stop being casual, see? It's led to too many casualties, and there's bound to be more. So when that last bullet is fired, the last enemy expired, Bush retired to his world tour. In the end, who was it good for? This act of war.
Planet Rock, Ghetto Philosopher. That's a poem and a track produced by yours truly, of course, with the assistance of Wu-Tang. My co-host of my show, Planet Rock, that I created over in London, England. That's Queen Nicola, vicious poet right there. Y'all come on, let's get ready to ride. Ghetto Philosopher, Planet Rock. What?
Let history forever mark this day. We're here in Tafawa Balewa Square. I declare my candidacy for president of all of Nigeria. Let music be the weapon. Music will no longer be of love, no longer of happiness or pleasure. Our music and our words must all be about the reality of Africa today. Wife, food for family. Petty thief comes and steals our food. If wife no cook, man beats his wife. If I don't pay cop, he beats my ass. Landlord says you must pay more rent. Petty official wants 20 more %. Our general takes his job away. Like rats, we still make our whole oil flow. Pipeline broke, Shell oil cries, prices rise, police beat head, blood they flow. Young man graduate from school, he can't find work but he needs food. He breaks in markets late at night to steal mechanics merchandise. Next day mechanic cannot work. Next day the taxis all break down. They say your country doesn't work. Like rats we still make our whole oil flow. Pipeline books, Shell oil cries, prices rise, police beat head, blood they flow. We've got one way to be president. Just pick one African man, a man of the low mentality. Give him a pile of dollar bills to buy himself election here. All the generals get their bribes. That's how we get our puppet chief. Like rats, we still make our whole oil flow. Pipeline broke, Shell oil cries, prices rise, police beat head, blood they flow. Gradually, then them gradually, suddenly, he brings in his friend, the journalist, his friend, the commissioner, his friend, the permanent secretary, his friend, the minister, his friend, the head of state. They start to steal money, start the more corruption, start the more confusion, start the more invasion, start the more corruption, start the more oppression. They start to steal more money, start the more money, like Buhari and Shagai, Abacha and Gowon, like Obasanjo and Abiola, De Beers and Enron, Shell and Monsanto, Chinese Petroleum, Siemens and Halliburton, AIG, WTO, IMF, all ITT, 419, the government's code for fraud. I have seen the future. There are little thieves and there are big thieves. We must confront these criminals wherever they are in the world. We must take our destiny into our own hands. Now, the time is now. The future is now. We go fight them well. 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 We refuse to carry any more of your shit. We refuse to carry any more of your shit. We don't tired to carry any more of your shit. We don't tired to carry any more of your shit. We refuse. He who carries data in his pouch, who no mortal can ever kill. So let us turn Nigeria upside down. The police will try and shut us down, but the government won't dare come near me. I am the law and will do what I please. So yeah, man, make me your next black president. Make me your next black president. Make me your next black president.
again, ripping up tapes, the madman. Call me the bad man, ready to explode. I stretch my lungs. My tone stays moist in the booth. My voice and the tone of my vocal now intact. In fact, I'll exceed the level of clarity. It's clear. On a quest, so don't be handing me no BS. Tactics are similar to a tarantula. Your band blew a tune, but it wasn't hard 5 or Memorex. Who's in hell no matter? I shatter styles like crystal. Lay back to the playback of the jazz, the funk, as I acknowledge samples, Thelonious Monk. Here he come. I'm cutting a lifeline with the right rhyme. So who's left? I lift my eyes to the hills from which cometh my help. My help coming from the beat of the ghetto drum. 3, we be the third dimensional as I let the sax soothe my savage soul.
One man and I stand with another 2 stars in the cross and that's up made. I feel the rhythm way so I get smooth when I show improve my lyrical styling. My notes float like a cruise ship trip. A phenomenon I flow upon like milk. I say the degrees so my style is like silk. Great lace harmony like sex promiscuous. I'm like the Mac but on the track. My delivery's hardcore on the J-A-Z-Z. Relaxing your muscle spasm cause a mental orgasm. 1-6 my perimeter buck wallin'. Over ever automatically husky. In the cover, open your wide. I smell the stitch from the burnt rubber.
When you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. You do not have to tell him to stand here or go yonder. He will find his proper place, and he will stay in it. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there was no back door, he will cut one for his special benefit. His education makes it necessary. Carter G. Woodson. Miseducation of the Negro.
Better believe that's slick. Yeah, I thought you said you was the G.O.D. Sound like another nigga to me. Yeah, I thought you said you was the G.O.D. Sound like another nigga to me. Shit, what a nigga do, what a nigga does, and a nigga is what a nigga was, and a nigga done read history, but yet his eyes didn't see. The only reason you a nigga cause somebody else wants you to be. When a nigga uneducated, integrated, singing, we shall overcome. A nigga trying to be right is what it seems like a nigga have become. And
what they call me, nigga, to my face, can't do nothing but walk away. But here it is, niggas call other niggas each and every day. Dividing and conquering what they say the light shades black okay. After the middle class, they passing by the project lab, then where we stay. Since then, nigga, I got wrong, had a little bit of nigga on my own. Should've known I could show them no better than I was shown. Shit, I still wanna hit the club as fresh as I could be. Really? It's all for another nigga to see. You know how a nigga get when you see another nigga outfit. Don't want nobody to have what he ain't got. Somebody get drunk, get mad, and get shot. That's why the property value ain't no good in a nigga neighborhood. A nigga could overstand if he only understood. I'm sick of lying. I'm sick of glorifying dying. I'm sick of not trying shit. I'm sick of being a nigga. Destiny sent me to this dread. She said she felt led. But offer me some wisdom from this little book she read. And it said a great deal of the black man's downfall is not knowing that we were never niggas at all. Unless you look deep into my eyes, it said, brother, don't you know you complain about being black when they mad cause they can't be black no more. So many black men out here trying to be niggas, keeping it real to the point that they dying to be niggas. When the actuality, the fact is, you ain't a nigga cause you black, you a nigga cause of how you act. But you want me to tell you the truth, so I'm gonna lie to you, make it sound fly to you. You don't wanna hear the truth, so I'ma lie to you, make it sound fly to you. Shit. The nigga experience. The nigga experience has been stated, it was created.
A theme is the main relevant point and or idea that the reader or viewer of the media production walks away with. Let me say it again. It is the main relevant point or points and or idea or ideas that the reader or viewer of the media production walks away with. Let me say why it's very important to understand what a theme is. If you have a film of good guys against bad guys, understand how you determine what a theme is. For instance, I'm going to use a black film. I'm going to give you an idea of a black film and I'll tell you how a theme works. Let's say you got a black film where whites are trying to beat up on black people, and the black people defend themselves and beat the white folks. For the average black person, if they don't have any self-esteem issues, or they're not thinking on this level, or they're not impacted by it would be the main idea or theme they would walk away with, maybe, is that black people, we can resist whites. But here's a nuance to understand how the theme works. If all the black people who fight against the whites and are intelligent and are doing well are light-skinned, but all the black people who are thieves or who help the whites or who are stupid or who are depicted negatively are dark-skinned, then the dark-skinned person does not pick a theme that black people can fight against whites. They walk away with the theme that black people are inferior. And if you're darker, then you're worse. That's the main thing they want, even though y'all watch the same movie. But if you're not seeing, if you're brown skin or light skin, you don't pick up on that because all you see is black people. You're not looking at it that way. But the dark-skinned black people who lives every single day of their life in a community that has been trained not to like people because of the darkness of their skin, and something they have to deal with every day of their life, they're looking for validation in this film so that if we switch that scenario, and the main character that saves the day is the dark-skinned black person, and he's the one or she's the one that everybody follows, the themes are different. For the average black person watching, black people fought against white people. Yeah, we won. For the dark-skinned black person, ain't nothing wrong with being dark-skinned. I can do just what anybody else can do. Nobody can hold me back. See, I want you to understand, people come to these things not knowing that they have expectations, but they do, because we have real lives. And so the film depicts an imaginary state. The way it works in life, you first imagine something. Once you've imagined it, then you conceptualize it. Once you conceptualize it, then you can see it. Once you can see it, then you can believe it. And once you can believe it, then you begin to go and do it and achieve it, and then eventually you become it. So if the idea is being an NFL football player, first you got to believe that you can be it. And first you got to be able to imagine it. You have to be able to imagine yourself. If you cannot imagine yourself, then you can't even start the process. And so what happens is, all of us as black people, or people in general, are looking for something in life. That's what people do, they search. And the film is designed to give you something. But what we don't know is that the orchestrator of the film knows that he is Willie Lynch, and he made the dark skin hate the light skin. So he can have dark skin and light skin folks fighting. We don't understand that his intent to tell you if you're light skinned, maybe you got a chance. If you're dark skinned, you don't have no chance at all. We don't see him saying it. That's what we get. And it results in penalty. Or that black people shouldn't do that at all. Or that we can't do anything. Whatever it is he chooses to put in. And it can be the exact same plot. Same exact plot, the black folks fight against the white folks. Except this time I'm gonna change it. It's a white individual that comes in and tells the black people, stand up for yourself, let's fight. And all the black people follow the whites. Well, the thing is, all the black people walk away with it, just changed. The thing is that there's a white savior. Jesus is coming. And for us to change our circumstances, it's only a white that can come and save our circumstances. I want you to understand now, no, because you understand, the cat is sitting down there and said, yeah, I'm going to show them fighting back. But I'm only going to allow them to fight back once a white comes and shows them to do it. That implants the seed. But they don't know that I'm saying, you watch the movie, you just watch the movie. You're not sitting there saying, who's the sophisticated manipulator saying, I know what they need, I'm going to give them the exact opposite of what they need. Or if somebody loves you, they say, I know what they're going through, I know what they need, I'm going to give it to them. This is how themes are created and how they work. Themes are inserted based on the intent and the desired impact. In other words, Ku Klux Klan, Birth of a Nation. His intent was to create hostility against black people by whites. So he executed it by showing a white female diving off a cliff, murdering herself, because this black man was trying to rape her. His intent was to infuriate whites, so they would go out and destroy black people. And we know the impact. We saw the impact work. It worked wonders. His theme stuff, it wasn't just the execution. The execution helps greatly. But the theme and his impact that he wants at the end of this is what you look at and say, but understand, and this is what really shows you how calculated it is. In Birth of a Nation, those were not black people doing that. Those were whites with black faith. So you know who came up with the concept? It wasn't even a black person doing it. It was somebody white. So you know he made that idea up. He made it up. It's imaginary. He made whites imagine black people running around trying to rape white females, and that was their reality. And he got the desired results out. That is how things are done. That is whatever, I don't care if you're watching the news, a cartoon, anything you watch. Someone has sat down and said, what do I want this to do? It is never by accident, particularly when they're doing it. And lastly, themes matter and plots do not. You give me any plot right now. You can say baseball, do a baseball film. You matter of fact, we're going to do this real quick. Somebody, give me, what is this movie going to be about? Give me one. Anything. Somebody say something. About what? Okay, the movie about Kelly Cracker. Okay, and where does it take place? Give me a place it takes place. Okay, somebody said Haiti in the White House. Now watch how we do this. I'm sure you how the film is done. Okay, what's the name of this thing? Okay, a brother's born in D.C., right? And he's out there selling drugs. And all of a sudden, during the selling, he gets locked up. But then, when he gets locked up, he looks out and he listens on the conversation where these white boys are talking, and he realizes that one of the black dudes he was buying drugs from is working for this white boy. So he's like, how the heck did this happen? So in trying to do his investigation, he stumbles upon the fact that this white boy works for the White House. So he ends up in the White House doing a big time drug deal and realized, what the heck is going on? I thought we were just selling. I didn't realize the whites were behind this. And while this was going on, he meets a Haitian dude that stops and says, how could you be doing this? So he feels so bad, he don't know what he's doing. He runs into the Haitian dude again. And once he runs into the Haitian dude again, the dude sits him down and starts kicking to him what happened in Haiti and how what happened in Haiti led to what happened in America and how he's being used by the whites to kill his own community through drugs and everything. So they become friends, they start hanging out, they meet each other. So he goes back to Haiti and meets with his friends, and now he gets around a group, a secretive group of brothers and sisters that are talking about how they're going to fight against what the whites are doing in Haiti. And somehow, as he begins to explain to them what's happening, he begins to start putting the pieces together. Because being in the drug trade, he used to sell to people he remembers and has flashbacks of things that they would say because he was in Washington, D.C., and so he met people in this area. And he begins to put it all together, and he says he came from D.C., and he was out here banging anyway. He said, man, look, man, because he a D.C. cat, right? You know, in D.C., you want to hype it up, right? So he go down to Haiti, and he said, we're going to start banging on this white boy. What we going to do? We're going to dress like we white boy military, and we're going to go out at night, and we're going to start killing these crackers. And so the whole film is down with the brother from D.C. Now he realized he was doing the wrong thing. He was a thug in D.C. Now he inadvertently, through set of circumstances, gets to Haiti. Now they just ravaging the Europeans for the purpose of putting them out of Haiti so that the Haitians can be independent and free. Yeah. Hey, but watch, now the small hats involved, right? I go, I'm gonna show you how it works, so you're gonna love this. I'm not gonna love it, but that's how I did, right? So my brother goes into the studio with that, and the small hat says, yeah, I love it. Okay, we're gonna buy this film, $1.5 million to you. Give me the script, you gotta give us the rights, so we can do it, give you one. We won't change it much. Y'all ready? Yeah. Same exact scenario, except for this time, the brother is a homosexual. So the dude is a homosexual dude selling drugs. And so, well, I don't need to do nothing. That'll be a homosexual. That's better than the whole thing. Because now you all in love with this homosexual. Now, by virtue of his homosexuality, and when he gets to Haiti, the cat that helps him, he finds out that that dude's a homosexual too. So they having a love affair at the same time they trying to fight and stop the whites from doing what they're doing. And the person that really helps them when they get to Haiti is some white boy that really helps them fight the war and everything like that. You see how the whole air is going to let out the whole thing? Y'all all right? Yes, sir. All right. Standard, small hat themes. The major, overwhelming theme, one that runs throughout anything that we have black people. In fact, it's so sophisticated, even if a film doesn't have a black person, it still works. This is, and I'm going to tell you why, the most important theme of all themes is that the black man and black woman cannot get along. Let me tell you why that is the major theme. All of this is psychological warfare, but it is designed to be real warfare. Meaning, it ain't just ideas. This results.
Planet Rock, pumping 360 degrees an hour, 365 days a year. Ignorance is no longer an option.
Outside of your mind. Once you're driven away from your culture, you go for the okie doke. You go for all kinds of okie doke. You have young, vibrant young people sitting in duty bars, and you have your young daughters grinding on floors to dance hall rhythms. You'll have all kinds of strange stuff going on whenever someone controls the total communication package that is socializing your youth. So pimp juice is just a result of that. The chemical warfare becomes easier when we are outside our mind.
Word, which appears as a pillar of flame out of the darkness, is the Son of God, born of the mystery of the mind. The name of the word is reason. Reason is the offspring of thought. And reason shall divide the light from the darkness, and establish truth in the midst of the waters.
Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. Those who circumscribe your circumference determines the diameter of your thinking.
Is it possible that a cup of coffee between these various factions would allow all of us a meeting, a talk? Why the anger? Why
you are interpreting intensity for hostility. Intensity for hostility.
Why
you are interpreting intensity for hostility. And what I'm trying to explain to you is that if there's no freedom of speech in this country, when you do get to speak, you speak the truth, you speak clear, you speak fiercely, and you don't care whether you like it or not.
House nigga, yeah, house nigga, use a house nigga. I don't do too much talk. House nigga, you know what I'm saying? Normally in the beginning of my song, I have the need to dedicate this one to the motherfucking house nigga. Is this a dream? Is it really happening? These phony ass niggas still high capping. These crackers ball, and all we got is ball. They caught us with our pants down, plus our draw. Our youth is gone, we failed them miserably. And let some savage caveman rewrite our history. This shit gets deeper, and I'm gonna take you there. We all started with the same skin, the same hair. But let them tell it, they superior. White power when in fact they inferior. They an evil people, it's fair to say the devil. They enslave you economically and you will never buck the system cause you ain't aware that you a slave. You a brony cause you took on all your master's ways. There ain't no love cause they don't love me. They ain't never loved nobody, check their history.
The house Negro and the field Negro. Back during slavery, there was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food. What he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved themselves.
What would we tell our children about our slavery? What would we tell them about the role we played in history? Learn your oppressor and the nature of it. Teach your kids at an early age to cock and bust it. We in a revolution, the longest of its kind. They emancipated us, yet enslaved our minds. We got a long journey and we don't have much time. So I'ma get to the point with these 16 lines. We need to stick together. We need to get some guns. We need some educated niggas that can build some bombs. We need to make our own clothes, design some shoes. Matter of fact, manufacture everything we use. Stop depending on white people, cause that's pure madness. When they giving all the shit in our hood to terrorists, they plotting on us and they don't even hide. Put it out for plain view, then they just deny.
They would give their life to save their master's house, quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master say, we got a good house here, the house Negro say, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would.
Everybody so happy-go-lucky, don't make any sense. Intimidate me with your cuffs on my wrist. Never, I got free choice in this bitch. Exercise it every time I spit. Every time I spit, too legit. Hammer time with a wooden grip. Stop, you can't touch this bitch. Tattletale, run along and snitch. That's why we can't get nowhere, cause you lost your identity. You worse than a nigga, you a black cracker, might as well be the enemy. You ain't no kin to me, ain't no need to pretend to be. You all hyped up, just energy, and to be quite frank, it's offending me. Hit these niggas with a penalty, your ass belong in a people league. I don't give a damn, break bread with me, or you can run around here, nigga, hating D. Fuck you and Freemasonry, I'll say it to your face, nigga, blatantly. Then I chase your bitch ass down the street, like T, I did flip when they had that beat. Wall to wall when your blood ski, talking that shit out, kicking your teeth. Shit, I ain't never been about no peace, I take that back, I'm pulling my piece. Talk cheap, so I'm keep this brief. You don't wanna see me, I'll put you underneath. Soon as that beef with heat, well done, gon' eat its on sight when I see you in the street. Yeah. House nigga.
If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy.
Planet Rock, Ghetto Philosopher, back up in your area, one more again. Man, listen. Like I said, this your Ghetto Philosopher, man. This your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 6 joint. You dig me? We talking about we are about to talk about the media and this 12 years a slave. You know what I'm saying? Academy Award winning nonsense or what have you. You dig me? You know, we have to really understand. Well, first off, I would like to say that piece I played about analyzing movie themes was by my brother from Warner Horizons, Irritated Genie. And he was breaking down, how, he refers to the people who own the entertainment industry they like to call themselves Jews. We in the underground, we call them small hats because they like to wear them little small hats on the back of their big ass heads. You know what I'm saying? So goes the term small hats. So that's what we call them. We call them small hats, Ashkenazis. So they created this whole fantasy world in the so-called movie industry and whatnot. They put out these different images. They've been on our ass since they've been over here in this part of the world, America. They've been kicked out damn near every country that they've tried to live in because of their reprehensible behavior. So they saw there was someone that was a people that was hated even more than them. So they decided to prey on the sons and daughters of slaves and whatnot, which were the so-called African Americans that were in this country. So the media that they've created is geared towards destroying the images and the credibility and the moral standards, moral codes of the the black people that live in this country and throughout the world as well. You dig me? So we have to be acutely aware. Someone back in the day, brother by the name of Nolly Fuller, made a statement which says, if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, anything else you think that you know will only confuse you. You dig me? And my brother here in DMV, Jolani Kush, the Black Unifier Prime Minister of Positive Comedic Visions, he revised the statements and says that if you don't understand small hats, who they are and how they work, then everything else you think you know will only confuse you. You know what I'm saying? So this is something very, very key and vital to understand when we're talking about this particular subject of 12 Years a Slave, as well as all of the other slave movies that have come out before this one. You know what I mean? There's been a succession of subservient movies, slave movies, Django, The Help, The Butler, all these different movies that were depicting, the African over here in this country as a servant, a slave, fighting for your rights, fighting for your civil rights, and fighting this and fighting that. All of which you're fighting is racism, white supremacy, the power of it. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to ease into this. I'm going to try to ease into this conversation, man, and the topic at hand as far as 12 years in a slave. All right, so y'all come on and ride with me. Be patient, fasten your seatbelts, keep your seatbelts on. It's about to be a smooth, bumpy ass ride. You know how we do it. All right, Ghetto Philosopher, Planet Rock. What?
Afrocentricity has been defined as a frame of reference wherein phenomena are viewed from the perspective of the African person. It centers on placing people of African origin in control of their lives and attitudes about the world. This means that we examine every aspect of the dislocation of African people, culture, economics, psychology, health, and religion. As an intellectual theory, Afrocentricity is the study of the ideas and events from the standpoint of Africans as the key players rather than victims. This theory becomes by virtue of an authentic relationship to the centrality of our own reality, a fundamentally empirical project. It is Africa asserting itself intellectually and psychologically, breaking the bonds of Western domination in the mind as an analog for breaking those bonds in every other field. Afrocentricity is not a black version of Eurocentricity, neither is it centered upon notions of racial exclusivity. Not every African person has the capacity to become African-centered. In fact, a number of advocates of African-centered issues are not of direct African ancestry. The primary objection that many people have regarding Afrocentricity is the fear that it is racist in its condemnation of European history. Another misconception is that any education that is centered on Africa could not possibly teach anything of value. Of course, both perspectives are seriously flawed and represent xenophobic views that have been ingrained in the minds of most people since childhood. Dr. Asante on Afrocentricity, Nile Valley contributions to civilization.
Against the canvas of the night appears a curious celestial
Black
phenomenon.
people unite and let's all get down. We got to have what? We got to have that love.
What is the black star? Is it the cat with the black shades, the black car? Is it shining from very far to where you are? It is commonplace and different, intimate and distant, fresher than an infant.
Black, my family thick like that strap molasses. Star on the rise in the eyes of the masses. Black is the color of my true love's hair. Stars are bright, shining, hot balls of air.
Black like my baby girl stare. Black like the veil that the Muslimina wear. Black like the planet that they fear. Why they scared? Black like the slave ship gully that brought us here. Black like the cheeks that the roadways for tears. That leave black faces well traveled with years. Black like assassin crosshairs. Blacker than my granddaddy armchair. He never really got no time to chill there. Cause his life was warfare.
See, on the front lines, the blacks is all there. Black like the perception of who on welfare. Black like faces at the bottom of the well. I've been there before to bring the light and heat it up like Lacostina. Make what I imagine happen, but maybe I'm just a dreamer. I love rocking tracks like John Coltrane loved Naima.
Like the student loved the teacher.
Like the prophet loved Khadijah.
Like I love my baby features.
Like the creator love all creatures who are knowledge, truth, and peace seekers. We on point like heat seekers. Targeting the black marketing strategists. Run up on them with the heaters. Everybody following with no leaders. Feeling like we killing ourselves because I know they can't defeat us. It don't stop till we complete this. Keep this fly. There's so much to life when you just stay black and die.
Blacker than the nighttime sky, a best star in July. Blacker than the seed in the blackberry pie. Blacker than the middle of my eye. Black like Fela, man cry. Some man want ask who am I simply reply that you and I. VERSAL magnetic. Work to respect the angelic. Climb the mountaintop and tell it to the valleys enveloped. You're full of big chat, but you're not know me. I'm dark like the side of the moon you don't see when the moon shine newly. You know who else is a black star?
Who?
Me.
You know who else is a black star?
Who?
Me.
You know who else is a black star?
Who?
We. And we be shining and shining when we rhyming and rhyming. We be shining and shining when we rhyming and rhyming. Now everybody hop on the one, the sounds of the two. It's the third eye vision, five side dimension. The eighth light is gonna shine bright tonight. It's the third eye vision, five side dimension.
You know the light,
come from the north,
the other way is ass backwards.
Absurd.
Make you wanna crow like a blackbird.
That's right.
You living from your first day to your last night. Sometimes you show your ass like
lint on your clothes
when you froze in the black light.
Dead that.
Before you get your head wrapped
like Badu.
We see through your voodoo just like Eve's Bayou. You dealing with that black magic.
Try to civilize you,
not walk on by you
like Sybil.
Lies do get you blacklisted.
It'll
be unlucky for you like a black cat.
A panther.
Revolution is the answer.
That's what we need.
Greed plague my people like a cancer.
True indeed. Black people unite. Let's all get down. Now everybody hop on the one. The sounds of the two. It's the third eye vision. 5 side dimension. The 8th light is gonna shine bright tonight. Everybody hop on the one. The sounds of the two. It's the third eye vision. 5 side dimension. The 8th light is gonna shine bright tonight. It's the third eye vision. 5 side dimension. Equaling up to 8 lights.
Stimulating the mind, all my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up, your light up your light up. Before we spark the fire to all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind, all my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark, check it out. Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority is what I'm probably on. If I ain't whipping the land throughout your section, my mind's in charm 9 times out of 10. I rhymes upon the L train. Within my brain, fountains over rugged mountains of my terrain. Dig it, I came too far to front, so I'm meditating on how to maintain. Stepped off the city hall into the rain and ran into my nigga named Dame. I mean Hakeem, and we was building on how we could organize the team for this capital game. Being that we in the rap game, it's time to have it all. He said he figured the same. We realized this a plan of the cream to obtain when the predominant rap conglomerate sparked the flame hawk. The name, the fifth from the ill power hill. At that, he dropped me off within the streets of South Phil, where niggas think the killer's living real. Shorties is getting wetted, fulfilling their fantasies to set it. We don't sweat it. By the 5th, you get beheaded. I pivot through my burrow, giving pounds to the dreaded. At the lost spots, I got credit. Could run them down to alphabetical order is sort of pathetic. Yo, I'm living life within a labyrinth of nonsense. This is a consequence of being Philly residents. Trying to get it on, the rhythm getting shitted on. The exquisite I exhibit to shine. Yo, to all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark the fire to all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark, check it out. I walk through this field with M&Ls, ill die-hard soldiers, try to make it to rows of generals. Hard-headed, rugged captains, walking head-on through action, turn your zone to closed caption. I bring the skills of wizardry, treat MCs with bigotry, so now you see the picture vividly. Seduce your brain from the temple over instrumentals, the 5th chant. You see the exhaust stock, the swift camp. Mannerism is the scan your vision. You see the light, you can't eclipse the sun. We call back the young, but still a strap a gun that shoot caps, that spook cats, a rapper song. Now you mic tuba cars from the diners where you find the lost. Niggas are so cold they sport frost. The M, the Illitan, the bad lieutenant kill your camp. You're now a victim of reality. My personality afflicted for 3 to 5 if convicted. Illicit because most cats will live corrupted. It ain't no pity in the center city, niggas fucking. Exquisite, I exhibit the shine, now check it out. So all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark the fire to all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark, check it out.
Inclined to rap about facts, I never fake jack. Shit is real like impacts. 456s, trends and gimmicks. Couldn't face the true hearted when I first started. But then few remember this anti-gangster bitch. Sporting mildew owls, plain J styles, eternal to the naked eye. Derived from mind states of cold crushed tapes and beat breaks. Seduced by means to elevate. Equates my views with the passion. Those matching this intellect identify for like minds. Intertwine one thought and unison. The exquisite I exhibit the shine.
So all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my peoples that be knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark the fire to all my peoples on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my people's at me knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark the fire to all my people's on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my people's at me knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark the fire to all my people's on the planet, stimulating the mind. All my people's at me knowing the time. Come on and push up your light up your light up your light up. Before we spark, check it out, check it out.
Here in New York for the first time to perform for you live, Paisley Q, Fingers Jackson, Cookie Love on drums, Goose Wild on Ike, Bunny Lovin', 1864, performing their smash hit, Crackers. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the hate above.
1, 2, 3, These crackers don't mess around because they hate me so, and this I know for sure. Lynch niggas since 1660 up to 1950 and a few years more. These crackers, they never like me, always want to fight me, stomp me on the floor. Drag niggas from the back of pickups in my ass is sick of Martin 254. You break my grandma, ooh, you break my grandma. My grandma ain't great grandma, you can't break me no more. My father's light skin, oh, my father's light skin. He hate you cracker bastards cause his dick is so small. Crackers saying, color doesn't matter. They hot up, they hot up, they hot up, they hot up, they hot up. Shot Martin Luther King. So why do? Your crackers get so angry when you know you own everything. Y'all don't wanna hear some of that. Don't wanna see you crack. Just wanna kill your daddy. Don't wanna take your orders. Just wanna fuck your daughter. Shake 'em like they called you a nigga. Hey, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em like they called you a nigga. Hey, shake 'em, shake 'em, racist fuck. Shake it out my way. Get out my way, fuck you every nigga. Hey, shake 'em, fuck you every day. Shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em like they called you every day.
Sorry I'm being so negative. I'm a bummer. I don't know. I shouldn't be. I'm a very, lucky guy. I got a lot going for me. I'm healthy. I'm relatively young. I'm white, which thank God for that shit, boy. That is a huge leg up. Are you kidding me? Oh, God, I love being white. I really do. Seriously, if you're not white, you're missing out because this shit is thoroughly good. But let me be clear, by the way. I'm not saying that white people are better. I'm saying that being white is clearly better. Who could even argue? If it was an option, I would re-up every year. Oh, yeah, I'll take white again. Absolutely. I've been enjoying that. I'm going to stick with white. Thank you. Here's how great it is to be white. I could get in a time machine and go to any time, and it would be fucking awesome when I get there. That is exclusively a white privilege. Black people can't fuck with time machines. A black guy in a time machine is like, hey, anything before 1980? No, thank you. I don't want to go. But I can go to any time. The year 2? I don't even know what's happening then. But I know when I get there, welcome, we have a table right here for you, sir. Thank you. No, it's lovely here in the year 2. I can go to any time. In the past, I don't want to go to the future and find out what happens to white people because we're going to pay hard for this shit. You got to know that. We're not going to just fall from number 1 to 2. They're going to hold us down and fuck us in the ass forever. And we totally deserve it. But for now, whee! Now, if you're white and you don't admit that it's great, you're an asshole. It is great. And I'm a man. How many advantages could one person have? I'm a white man. You can't even hurt my feelings. What can you really call a white man that really digs deep? Hey, cracker. Oh, ruined my day. Boy, shouldn't have called me a cracker. Bringing me back to owning land and people. What a drag.
Propaganda is essential to any military campaign. Black people tend not to understand propaganda. And the reason why we tend not to understand propaganda is because the propaganda channels, the mediums, the conduits, the radio, the television, the newspaper, we tend to just treat as forms of entertainment. We don't see them as military strategy. When there's a movie depicting black people in a negative image, when there's caricatures in the newspaper making jokes about black people, we tend to just see it as political entertainment. We don't see it as laying the foundation before the storm. That's exactly what they did in Wilmington. You always seek to create a context that allows your military campaign to be acceptable. There's always context. You study Adolf Hitler in Nazi Germany. He had a propaganda campaign that lasted over a year before he began to physically oppress the Jews. He had to make sure that the national mindset had been conditioned to accept the extermination to come. In Wilmington, North Carolina, the same exact thing happened years before Nazi Germany. Through the magazines, through the radio, through word of mouth, through stage play, they created negative images of black people in the minds of white folk in case there were any liberals who would have been against what they were going to do. They were slowly able to reform their opinion by constantly repeating negative information about the target population. See, the one thing about the brain that we got to understand is the creature of repetition. Whoever has the most access to the brain rules the brain. It's all about volume, not quality. The more you tell people that a certain group of people are no good, the more you show images, the more you show sounds, song, poem, dance, projecting negative information about a people, sooner or later the subconscious begins to get conditioned automatically, because you can't turn off the subconscious to what it sees and what it hears. Sound and image, you cannot stop it except to stay away from it. So sound and image are critical to any propaganda campaign because they help lessen the defenses of anyone who may be against what you're trying to do. It's the same thing happening right now. There is a direct assault on the image of the black man and woman internationally. So when mass incarceration, homicide takes place, nobody cares what's happening to black folk because they've already been conditioned to believe that these people are better off dead anyway. So propaganda is the first stage of military warfare. Right now, we're being set up for another extermination campaign. It's going to be worse than what went on in Wilmington, Tulsa, Charleston, Rosewood. It's going to be worse. Whenever the propaganda gets worse, then you know the extermination is going to be that much worse, because you see how far the exterminator had to go in order to condition the people, to prepare them for the carnage to come.
It started in slave ships.
Slave ships. There are more records of slave ships than one would dream. It seems inconceivable until you reflect that for 200 years ships sailed carrying cargoes of slaves.
Be non-violent. In the face of the violence that we've been experiencing for the past 400 years, is actually doing our people a disservice. In fact, it's a crime. It's a crime.
Here come the drums. So the people give you some of that reacting to the facts that I kick in a stick, in a stay around, point to the joint, put the Buddha down. Don't get to the roots and giving it up, so turn it loose. Then again, I got a story that's harder than a hardcore course of the Holocaust. I'm talking about the what's still going on. I know where from that dumb really dumb from the place motherland, the place of the drum, invaded by the whack, did it whack, it fooled the black, it left us faded. King and Chief probably had a big beef, because of that now I grit my teeth. Here's a song to the storm, but the shape of a snake and a smile that went along with that. Get trusted. Get trusted. Get trusted. Get trusted. Get trusted. Wicked, wicked rhymes like a fortune teller, cause the wickedness done by Jack, where everybody at the body is sold for the liquor and the gold, smacked in the back for the other man to match. What? Wicked. Wicked man. Now the story I'm kicking is gory. Little Rock where they be docking this boat, no hope, I'm shackled. Oh, plus gang talk about the other hand swinging the rope. Then red, white, and blue, Jack and his crew, the guys authorized to beat down for the Browns. Man to the man, each one sword, teach one point to terrorize sisters and every brother one love. Who said it? I know Houdini sang it. The hater taught hate, that's why we gang banging. Beware of the hand when it's coming from the left. I ain't tripping, just watch your step. Get trusted. the judge. Watch, here we come now.
No, sir, it's me, Judge. I ain't did nothing to nobody.
I can only guess what's happening. Years ago, we would have been a ship's captain. Getting me bruised on the cruise. Well, I got the loose, lost all contact. Got me laying on my back. Doing in my own leftover. When I roll over on somebody else. 90 damn days on the slave ship. Kind of falling off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 100 at a time.
Blood in the wood and it's mine. I'm taking off spit, feeling pain like my brain being changed. Still gotta give it what I got. It's hot in the day. It's cold in the night. But I thrive to survive. I pray to God to stay alive. My attitude balls inside. If that ain't it, you think I ever quit? Still I pray to get my hands around the neck of the man with the whip. 3 months past the brand of label on my ass. To signify I'm own. I'm on the microphone saying 50, 55. How I'm living, we've been living here. Living ain't the word I've been given. Haven't got classifieds in the have-nots. Fighting the hands cause it's all about money. When it comes on again, mean I'm getting mine. Here I am, turn it over, Sam. 427 to the year. Do you understand? That's why it's hard for the black of the land. Once again, bass in your face, not an 8-track. Getting it good to the wood so the people keeping some of that reacting to the facts that I kick in the stick. And it stay around, point to the joint, put the Buddha down. Go and get to the roots and giving it up. So turn me loose. Then again, I got a story that's harder than a hardcore cross of the Holocaust. I'm talking about the what's still going on. I know where I'm from, not dumb. Did they come from the base motherland, the place of the drum, invaded by the whack? Did they whack? It fooled the black and left us faded. King and Chief probably had a big beef. Because of that, now I get my teeth. So here's a song to the storm about the shake of the state, and a smile went along with that.
Get trusted. So watch your step, boy. Get trusted. Watch your step, boy. Get trusted. On the strip, boy. Get trusted. We're playing, boy. Get trusted. That's right, boy. We the men. Get trusted. We the men. You just finished. Get trusted. Know what I'm saying? Get trusted. Hey, yo, just tell 'em. Get trusted. Fucking give me. Get trusted. Watch your step. Get trusted. Better watch your step. Get trusted. Watch your step, boy. Get trusted. Get trusted. Get trusted. It's like that light. Get trusted. All that, you know what I'm saying? Get trusted. We the men. Get trusted. We the men. You just listening. Get trusted. Watch the step, boy. Get trusted. Boy, get trusted. We got the back, boy. Get trusted.
Big, fat, extra crispy, buffalo chicken, 2-liter Pepsi Cola drinking.
They say a Negro ain't good for nothing but a show. Talking slang and walking with a radio. Dripping sweat on the basketball courts. Dominating, but that's it all. Sports. Or inventing some new kind of handshake. To get their picture on a box of pancake mix. So I kick some hip hop and go to church Sunday to hit me a flip flop. But praying ain't all we do. See, next we play bingo and barbecue. Them days I can praise the Lord and still gamble. And he's more dead meat than Little Black Sambo. But I gotta hear a lot of old ladies catching the Holy Ghost most in their 80s. And I don't wanna hear no yelling. Nah, I'ma just kick it and finish this watermelon. Cause I'm the stereotype. They think all black people look alike. We either go and strike a hut hike, or up on the microphone making they neighborhood nervous. So I get post service wherever I go. They steady trying to put jackets on me. Cause I ain't one of they nigga F homies. Nah, I'm just a Negro who knows what's jumping. So they be acting like I'm trying to steal something. When I go to the store, I out to eat. Ladies start putting purses by their feet. Pulling cans of mace out they bra like one time. Waiting on some crime for me to commit so they can unload. That's how tricks get flowed. Y'all can't let y'all imaginations get the best of y'all. And that goes for the rest of y'all. Yeah, cause I'm the stereotype. Yep, just a stereotype. So I'm just your typical so-called Afro-American. Back in your hair again, at your dough for more free butter and cheese. Please
let me take my cake cutter and tease this buckwheat hairdo to fit the stereotype scenario that I gave on my application. Unemployment information, like moms can't find no affordable housing. How many kids she got? About 1,000. And everyone got a different daddy. And I had to quit my job cause of my bad knee. But before my injury I was fine. Did everything from a jack to a shoe shine. I was always down to work then, until I got stretched out in the pen. Yep, now I'm the stereotype. So yeah, I get it all from the big screen, showing black girls hoeing at 16 on the corner, outside in the cold, half naked. Ain't nothing sacred, cause all they know is what they seeing on daytime dramas. So now they like teenage grandmamas who gotta stop they work and roll to the nurse for a purse full of birth control. And that ain't so proper, cause in my hood they need to cancel soap operas, cause black females be believing all that. That's why they fall fat, so young and innocent, that by the time they reach 18, they been and went crazy, hitting that PIP every gladdest night with a silent E. Yeah, so I'm the stereotype. That's right. I'm just a stereotype. Say it. 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 Say it.
You all know how black humor started. It started in slave ships, you know. Cat was always where we were rowing. You know, the dude said, "What you laughing about, man?" I said, "Yesterday I was a king. They're having a bicentennial, 200 years. Gonna have a bicentennial, nigga." They will. They have some nigga 200 years old in blackface with stars and stripes on his forehead. Eyes, lips just a child. And he'll have that lovely white folks expression on his face. But he's happy. He's happy because he's been here 200 years. Said, "I'm just so thrilled to be here. Over here in America, I'm so glad y'all took me out to die, homie. I used to live to be 150. Now I die of high blood pressure by the time I'm 52. And that thrills me to death. I'm just so pleased America's gonna last. They brought me over here in a boat. There was 400 of us come over here. 360 of us died on the way over here. I love that. That just thrilled me so. I don't know, you white folks are just so good to us. Got over here, another 20 of us died from disease. But you didn't have no doctors to take care of us. I'm so sorry you didn't. Upset you all some too, didn't it? Then they split us all up. Yes, sir, we took my mom over that way, took my wife that way, took my kids over yonder. I'm just so happy. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do if I don't get 200 more years of this. Lord of mercy. Yes, sir. I don't know where my old mama is now. She up yonder in that big white folks in the sky. Y'all probably done forgot about it. But I ain't gonna never forget it.
Cal, yo, baby, I believe Color Purple did and why it was so viciously impactful. If people can remember, it was about the mid-'80s to the late '80s, black women started saying, I don't need no man, I can do bad all of myself. Let me talk about one of the things that the European did, and it was brilliant. In addition to keeping black men out of the house, doing social services, so that any woman who wanted to receive money from the government, since her men couldn't get jobs, would have to go to welfare. But she couldn't get welfare if the man was in the house, so they were destroying families, removing black men from the homes.
That's right.
But one thing that was very difficult for whites to do is to recruit and get black women on their side, because black women resented the rape and torture that white males had always done to them during slavery. So what the whites did, it was a group of small hats. We call white so-called Jews small hats because they run the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
And Steven Spielberg was one of the main ones. He was the director. They took a book that was a terrible book, but it wasn't nearly as terrible. It wasn't even the same. The book and the movie were two different things. They took a book by a lesbian, Alice Walker.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sister who had married a small hat, married to a small hat, so you understand she doesn't have any racial responsibility. But they took this book, and in the book, it talked about a black man who sexually violated a black girl, and this black woman who had all of these emotional issues. And even though she wasn't scientifically trying to destroy our race, it was a very bad book, but the book didn't have the kind of impact the film did. What the small hat saw was that, wow, the sexual abuse of black women is a serious issue in the black community, and it's not being talked about, but a lot of black women are suffering from it. And as they did their study and research, they found out black women have a low self-esteem if they're dark-skinned because the society beats up on dark-skinned people. They said, okay, wait a minute. The reason that we cannot recruit black women towards our efforts is because black women resent us for raping them and brutalizing them during slavery. What if we use this movie, this book, and we create a film where the real message is that it's your own men that are your oppressors? And all the things that we did to black women during slavery, we eliminate those and put those on black men. Can we turn the hatred that black women have to white males to hatred that black women have for black men? Well, we got the films like Superfly and all this where men are disrespecting women. We got that going on. We got them trying to emulate that behavior. So they already have an issue. They already got sexual abuse in their community. Now let's exploit it. So they make a film, and if you ever compare the book to the films, where it'll blow you away. Or if you look at the casting group that did The Color Purple and see that they were all white small heads. So Jews, it will infuriate you. What they did, think about it. If you think about slavery, what's the first thing that comes to your mind that white males did to black women during slavery? What was the first thing you could think of?
The first thing I would think of would be rape. Okay,
rape. In the very beginning of the film, who is it that raped the black girl and got her pregnant?
Mister.
Right. No, actually it was before Mister. It was her father.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, it was her father. So her own black father, dark-skinned black male, first thing he says to her is, you black and you ugly. So who is it that makes black people feel bad about being dark-skinned? Who really did it in real life?
It was the white man.
It was the whites. In this film, who is it that makes a black woman feel bad about being dark-skinned?
The black man.
It's the black man. Okay. Now, you said rape. So we've seen the father rape the daughter and got her pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
On slavery, when that black woman got pregnant and the white slave master came and took the baby, what did he do most times?
He would separate the mother from the child and the man from his woman.
That's right. So he would separate them. Many times he would sell the baby.
Mm-hmm.
In The Color Purple, who sold her baby away? Took the baby, snatched the baby, and went out, said, you ain't going to never tell nobody, and went and sold the baby.
Yes, he did.
Okay. It's ahistorical. That's not what happened. Whites took our babies and did it. But what's happening, this is real serious now. This is some serious psychological, but because when you're watching it, you're not consciously picking that up. You're not sitting there going, that's not true. That didn't happen. You're not saying that. But you're sitting there going, man, that's messed up. Well, what is it doing? It's teaching false history to people and making you take the same way you feel about the whites for doing that to you in real life. Now you're misdiagnosing it, and now you're taking that same anger, rage, and hatred, and now you're putting it on your own man.
Right.
Because if you're not doing that, you can't finish watching the film because it's not true. You get up and say, this is some garbage, it's filthy, but you don't do that. You know why? because they know that you're dark-skinned and you've been called black and ugly and you have that low self-esteem being black because they give you that low self-esteem. They know that you've been sexually abused by a black male, so then they bring in Mr. He rapes her, the little girl's on her way. Now think about it. In the 1920s and 1930s, a black girl's on her way to school.
Mm-hmm.
Who's wearing a top coat and a top hat and a big long suit on a horseback that's going to try to rape her on her way to school? Who is that?
The white man.
Right. Who was it in this movie?
It was Mr., the black man.
It was Mr., the black man. Now, I'm making this out for a point. I'm not just making it as a movie. It's not just to understand this movie. It's to understand the psychology of what happened.
I get it. Right.
Yeah. So if we go down, and these are critical. I want to do some of these critical things because they're very critical because each one of these things is something that we're facing right at this moment. Okay. In a white story where there's a white villain that beats up on the white female, what is the natural conclusion of that love story? What happens? The bad guy beats up on the white female, and then what happens?
And then the good guy gets the girl.
Right. The knight in shining armor comes and beats up the bad guy and takes the woman.
Right.
So Mr. is making Celie feel like she is dark and ugly and has no value.
That's correct.
Who steps in and makes her feel beautiful?
The Suge Avery character, the woman.
Right, a lesbian.
Yes.
If you watch Color Purple now with your new eyes, if you listen to this discussion for the first time, what you'll see, this is the psychological message. Black males are invaluable. They hate you. All they are is abusers and sexual monsters. But if you want to feel good and beautiful, turn your sexual attention to a woman, and that can make you feel good about life, and you can have a whole new world.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the explosion of homosexuality from 1985 until today, lesbianism in the black community, it has become pure black female culture where if a woman is 40 years old or younger, it is unlikely that she has not had some kind of lesbian experience. It's just unlikely. I mean, I talk to people all the time. It's become part of the culture. Are there people, sisters who haven't done it? Sure. But, I mean, it's part of the culture. And this film was a landmine in psychological warfare because the things that we see coming out of that film represent the current state of black women. It was so effective. It's the only film that has lasted over the course of almost 30 years now, from a film to plays to, and then you got churches going around to see a homosexual film, a homosexual black classic where black people are supposed to be against homosexuality. This thing promotes it, and now they're taking busloads from the church who's supposed to be against homosexuality to see a lesbian film and a lesbian play all around the country.
Right.
The effect of it has turned the black woman into a woman who hates her own race, hates her men, and now here's where the psychology of it gets real deep, because if we're talking about what's happening now, if you're taking your orders from the European, which you are,
mm-hmm.
and if your men are becoming so sexually violent that they're raping our women at a rate, I would say 1 out of 2 black women in this country is raped before she's an adult. And if it's not 50%, it might be more than that. And the hip-hop culture, all this is pouring it, so it's easy for black women to hate black men, but here's the depth of the psychology of what happens. It's not conscious all the time, but it's a reality. Black women's first sense of black male aggression many times, the one that's relevant, is some black male raping her.
Mm-hmm.
She's in a climate that hates black men, and she hates black male aggression because she relates it to her own sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And thus, when she has a son, that same psychological war that was on the slave plantation, the slave master had to do it through buck-breaking, has now cropped into her mind where she wants to destroy his masculinity because she wants that kind of pain to stop. And so she's turning the black woman's womb has become a manufacturing plant for black homosexuals.
Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees, blood on the leaves, breeze, breeze, blood on the leaves, breeze. poplar trees, from the poplar trees. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees, from the poplar trees. Trees, from the poplar trees, blood on the leaves. Breeze, breeze, blood on the leaves. Breeze, breeze, blood on the leaves. Breeze,
shocking realism, all the magnificence and depravity.
In Africa, my people are born free. That's right. Free men, not slaves.
Who the hell are you to touch my niggers?
Please, you.
Don't kiss me yet. Unless it's just a cousin kiss.
You've got to keep your feet pressed hard on his belly now so the rheumatoid dreams right out in the soles, all right?
All the passion of the explosive novel that sold over 9.5 million copies has now been brought to the screen.
Mandingo! Kill old Fred Mandingo!
Mandingo.
Who does it? I'll pay more, 500 more.
You see me hang, you're gonna know you kill a black brother. This is just as much our land as it is yours. And after you hang me, kiss me.
When our sucker growed up, can he go free?
Did you crave to be free?
No.
Well, then what for you want the sucker go free? What man you had it for me?
Where'd you get that zany notion from?
You thinking I don't know a virgin when I sleeps with one and pleasures?
I was too a virgin.
You was once it, but not last night. Ain't nobody, never, white or black, gonna take your place.
Scared, Hammond. This my story. You attacked me. You raped me. So now, listen, you do what I want. I'm gonna tell him everything.
Sure a strange kind of white lady.
To the finish with no holds barred.
Mandingo, the pride of his masters. Mandingo, the strongest and the bravest.
You tell me who he was.
Well, you know who he was. He just afraid to ask. He didn't mean nothing bad. Please, Hammond, don't do it.
You tell me what to do. Don't you think you get in my bed, you're anything but a nigger. Now get out of my way.
I didn't think you was somehow better than a white man. But you is just white. I was born in this time, but never be free.
Mandingo is the first true motion picture epic of the Old South.
Got to pay back. Revenge. I'm mad. Got to get back. I need some get back.
you pump. You got to get ready for the big payback. The big payback. That's where I land. Oh, for the big payback. The big payback. I can do wheeling. I can do dealing. Yes, you can. But I don't do no damn squealing. I can dig rapping. I'm ready. I can dig scrapping. But I can't dig that backstabbing. Oh no! The brother, get ready. That's the fact. Get ready, you mother, for the big payback. Hey! Let me hit him. Hit him, Fred. Hit him. Hey!
360 degrees of knowledge, 365 days a year. Ignorance is no longer an option.
Tear up all that Mickey Mouse shit. I'm not into that prejudice ass Walt Disney. Come on, y'all. You know that. You remember that? What was that movie about that elephant that could fly? Remember that shit? Dumbo with them two nigger magpies. Remember them two nigger birds? I seen a whole, them little nigger birds. What was I supposed to think? They were French birds? I seen a whole fly. Big eyes. I seen a butterfly. I done seen little nigger birds. I done seen everything. When I see a elephant fly. Them nigger ass birds making fun of niggas.
There are two roads traveled by human beings. One is to live a righteous lifestyle, and the other is to seek to satisfy its animal passions. Right thought is understanding that thought has great power on oneself and others, and that whatever one focuses on gains more life, one becomes it.
What's up, beautiful people? This is Bernadette Giacomazzo, Radio 1 editor-at-large, XXL magazine contributor, appreciator of all things hip-hop, and student of African studies at the hands of my brother, the ghetto philosopher. I am riding with him right now in the Ghetto Lounge Starship, so stay locked into Planet Rock and get your mind right. Peace.
Ain't no justice, it's just us. Ash to ashes and dust to dust. Time has come for most of us to choose in which God we trust. I know I was born to die, search to find the peace of mind. With 85, was dumb and blind. There can be no compromise. Off the slide, yeah, won't the buy. Why is why? Just won't slide. Stand in line, phone slice up the devil's spine. Drugs and thugs, women wine, 3 and 4 at a time. Wait a minute, let me think about slice up the devil's spine. Shit, everybody out there getting down with phone slice up the devil's spine. In the line, phone slice up the devil's spine. To the woman in the street, sell her up from by the phone slice up the devil's spine. Killing each other in the streets, phone slice up the devil's spine. All in line, all in line. Phone slice up the devil's spine. All in line, all in line. Hear me though, slice up the devil's spine. All in line, what? Phone slice up the devil's spine. All in line, give a fuck, and I ain't going out for slice up the devil's spine.
Yeah. Ghetto Philosopher, Planet Rock. This your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 6 joint. We cruising right now, 93,000 miles above your consciousness. Been dropping bombs on the ignorant below. You know how we do it over here in the Ghetto Lounge Starship. Man, listen, I'd like to give a shout out to all my peoples riding with me right now in the Ghetto Lounge Starship, man. I appreciate y'all, all my latecomers and whatnot. You know who you is. But listen, man, we was conversating a little something about Hollywood and the image propaganda machine apparatus of this country and other countries abroad as it relates to the African image and the annihilation of the African image and subsequently the annihilation of the African itself. Dig me? So, we was just, like I said, the Academy Awards, Oscars, or what have you, just took place last week, or whenever it took place. I believe it was last week. I didn't see it myself, but I heard all the hype about it, news clips and news reels and sound bites and whatnot. So I felt compelled to, do a little show about it, express myself about the whole ideology, I guess, behind this person. I can't even think of the sister's name from Kenya. that won the Academy Award. You know, the first black person or the first black female, I think it was, to win, you know what I'm saying, an Oscar or whatever for her role. Yet another award given for a role, a slave role. Which most of the awards and the first awards and all the awards are in one form or another, you know, they're slave roles or demeaning type roles that we get rewarded for in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? The world on the worldwide stage, you know, we're getting rewarded for our roles as slaves or mammies or, you know, this type of thing. So this sister that you know, everyone was all enthralled about her beauty and this, that, and the other. Well, if anybody's ever been to Kenya, you can walk down the street and find, you know, not taking nothing from her, but sisters in Kenya are just, you know, it's a plethora of beautiful sisters like her that, you know, again, not taking nothing from her, but, you know, make her look like, you know what I'm saying, like she ain't all that or whatever. So everyone's fascination with how beautiful she was and her beauty and this, that, and the other. I mean, it was really superficial as far as like the movie is concerned. I finally watched the movie myself over this weekend, and I was really not impressed at all. Not thinking that I would be looking at another slave movie, but we've seen so many of these movies repeated over and over again, and this one was no different. One of the best movies that I've seen made by a black producer, black director, was a film by the name of Sankofa, made by forget my brother's name, Harima Garima, I believe. If you forgive me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. But he's a, you know, independent filmmaker, and he made that film in 1990, and it was almost something similar to this film, where it was a sister that was, you know, kind of went into a time zone, a time warp or something, went back in time and became a slave. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't spend 12 years as a slave. I believe it was a few years or whatever in her ordeal within this movie. And the movie was just phenomenal. I mean, I suggest anyone who's listening to go find this movie. It's called Sankofa. And, you know, as far as an Academy Award, any kind of award, it didn't win any. Not even a damn Soul Train Award or Image Award or anything of that nature. NAACP Award, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a household name like 12 Years a Slave. You know, this film was about some brother, Simon somebody, I don't remember his name. I just wasn't too interested in remembering these names and shit like that. I just wanted to see what the hype was and all this, and it was none, people. The movie was really, you know, sorry if you ask me. You know, it was passe. It was goddamn, you know, predictable. What it did to me really was show the psychopathology of the Caucasoids in this country and the white people and the Caucasians or whatever you want to call the beings that was enforcing these psychopathic type behaviors and laws upon, you know, innocent people, bondage, rape, and beating, murder, and all this stuff. Just their behavior, man. If you just look at shift your behavior from the slavery or the slave aspect of the African people and just focus on the behavior and the sickness of the white female as well as the white male. You dig me? It was a housewife, and then I mean her insolence and her her manner was just really like wow, you know what I'm saying? It was just so full of like I said, the word I like is the word I really like to use is psychopathic behavior. Just the behavior of the people, the white people in the movie, and yet again the white savior in the movie is always present. You know, white people have the need to be position themselves as the savior and the enslaver at the same goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, go figure. You know, the inferiority complex and the superiority complex working all in unison like that is like creates a really, like I said, a psychopathic type behavior being and whatnot. So like I said, this brother in this movie was supposedly a free man living up north, had his own house, had a wife and 2 kids, you know, living some kind of fantasy life up north or wherever the hell he was living, where slavery wasn't an issue. You know, it wasn't an issue where he was in the United States, and he was a violin player playing for white folks at their parties and shit, you know, so he didn't feel as though he was a slave, you know what I mean? But he had no concern, in my eyes, when I was looking at how I viewed it, he had no concern about what was actually happening to his people. Only way he got concerned is when it happened to his ass, and then he went back home, and they didn't portray this in the film, but the credits said that he became an abolitionist, you know, fighting against, you know, the slave trade. Before that, he was just, you know, chilling, doing his thing with his family. He wasn't concerned about what was going on in the country with fellow African people, like, you know, like who he was, you know. So I would like to have, I guess I wanted to know a little bit more about his heritage, like who his people were, for him to be up there, like, you know, living like he was living and whatnot, and nothing going on with him and all this and that. So I don't know, it was just a real
Busy Works beats production.
Just a story to me, you know what I mean? The whole movie itself, you know, was boring, predictable, you know, but like I said, it did show the behavior of the white people and how the fascination of the slave master was with the black woman. This black woman who won this Academy Award was the bed wench of the slave master. You know, he had some kind of weird, twisted fascination with her, where he wanted her, but he beat her as he was raping her and choking her and shit, and ended up beating this. I mean, the whip scene that they showed was like, I don't think I've ever seen whip marks appear like that in a slave movie before. But in this particular movie, they showed such a graphic whipping scene when he whipped this sister. I mean, he whipped the skin off her back. You could see the skin. It was just really crazy, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, she won an Academy Award for that. Everyone's praising her, and it's just really unfortunate for her that she gets caught up and gets used in that manner by the small hat Hollywood movie system, you know, and everyone's praising her for her accomplishments and so on, this and that. And I don't see this she accomplished shit. Or what she accomplished to me in my eyes was, and not to me in my eyes, I guess to any of the underground, or not even underground, but the scholars across the United States, you know, such as Francis Cress Welsing, Umar Johnson, if they were alive right now, Bobby E. Wright, and our ancestors, you know, Amos Wilson. I'm going to play a piece by him in a minute. If they were alive, you know, Bobby E. Wright and Amos Wilson were alive right now, they would be, you know, saying the same thing. Dr. Welsing, she's still with us right now, so I'm sure we'll get her dissertation in a couple of weeks about what she felt about it. She's already given. If you want to care to go to YouTube and type in Dr. Welsing and Scandal, and you'll see some things pop up in her opinions that go along with, you know, that whole mentality. Explains it really eloquently, of course, as she does in her fashion. You dig me? So, and this goes in that same circular file. Circular file is the garbage. You dig me? So, this shit belongs in the garbage with the rest of that shit. You know what I mean? It was no, like I said, the movie Sankofa, if you want to watch a movie about slavery that was made by a black man. This brother who made this movie, Steve McQueen, you know, sounds, I think I heard him talk. It sounds like he's from England or English or something like that. You know, he's married, you know, he got him a white lady married. The dude who was in the movie, who was Simon, whatever, he's married to, you know, a white lady, and it was another person, I think, that had something to do with the movie, him as well. So, I don't know, man. It's just the connotations and why do they keep on making these movies? What are they trying to communicate? See, this is the thing that we're overlooking. We're overlooking all of these slave movies, and what is the message that's behind this? You know what I'm saying? Why do they keep on making these these so-called slave movies, and why do they keep on it's been so many. You know what I'm saying? It's been so many, you know what I'm saying? So many of these movies coming out right before our eyes and whatnot. So what is the purpose of this message? I played a piece by Umar Johnson about propaganda and how the Germans played propaganda films before they launched an attack on the so-called Jews over there in their country. So, and made in everyone's mind that these people are unfit. So they've been doing this for decades over here in this country. Now I played a few clips of played this clip from this movie back in the 70s by the name of Mandingo. You dig me? Another slave movie back in the 70s. So we've been dealing with these slave movies since goddamn well, the first one I guess was Birth of a Nation. So really, you know, this was one of the first slave movies, or movies that had to do with slaves and the attack on the black image, and you know, we just went from there. Then the movies turned into blaxploitation films with Superfly and Shaft, and where our image became gutter. Our image became pimps, hoes, pushers, drug dealers, crooks, criminals. So we were relegated to those types of imagery. And then we got into Roots and other little mixtures that the small hat group who was controlling Hollywood and controlling our image felt that they can mold our image and flip our image around to however they saw fit, which is what they've been doing. So just people, man, just these what you call accomplishments and the awards that you win in. What award? I mean, what good did this movie do for the image of our people, for the image of repairing, you know what I'm saying, the black image, restoring us to our greatness that we're supposed to be at? You know, it did nothing. It kept us in the imagery of slavery, of servants, of dependents, of the white man being your savior. The only reason why that the dude in the movie got out of his condition was because of the benevolence of goddamn Brad Pitt, who's a producer of this movie, who's adopting African children over there, but then produces a movie about slavery as opposed to producing a movie about the greatness and the royalty of Africa to show these children that he adopted from over there. But he and Miss Angelina Jolie, who at one point was married to Billy Bob Thornton, who did a movie with Halle Berry, depicting her as some kind of little whore on the floor, screwing this little white dude in the movie Monsters Ball. Another twisted ass. That movie was so ridiculously psychopathic. I mean, my goodness. And she won an Oscar or some kind of award for her role in that. And that movie sucked. You know what I'm saying? That movie was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Putting it lightly. You know, some straight up bullshit. So Angelina Jolie was married to Billy Bob Thornton, who was in the movie with Halle Berry that she won an award for. Her and Brad Pitt, what's her name? Angelina Jolie is now married to Brad Pitt, and they adopting all these black children from over there in Africa, and then they bring the kids over here to indoctrinate them into the ideology of slavery, as opposed to, if they're such good people, why not make a movie about, you know what I'm saying, the kings and queens of Africa, like when they was in the movies Alexander and playing the glory of Roman culture and all this shit. Why don't they do the same, you dig me, for their children that they love or supposed to love or what have you? You know what I mean? So it's just let me find some jazz to throw on right quick. I throw on my colors, John, because I'm gonna get back out of play these joints for y'all before the show time is up tonight. So like I said, man, this your Ghetto Philosopher. This is Planet Rock. This your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 6. So like I said, you had Angelina Jolie and the benevolent Angelina Jolie and Mr. Brad Pitt. You know, they adopted, and that was something that was really bugging me about this whole 12 Years a Slave thing, you know, why undertake such a project, Brad and Angelina? Why not make a movie about the queens of Africa or the kings of Africa or the triumphant battles that the kings and queens of Ethiopia fought against armies of Julius Caesar and kicked their ass and stuff. Y'all played in, you know, Brad Pitt played in what's the movie, Troy. He knows the glorious triumphant feelings that the white kids feel when they saw him in that movie. And Angelina Jolie playing in goddamn, what's the movie, Alexander the Great, the so-called great, you know, conquering and going into Kemet and aka Egypt over there, you know, conquering and doing this and doing that. You know, she knows the glory that the little white girls felt seeing her in the role of the queen or the mother of Alexander, and the conquest and the so-called merging of cultures and shit like that. You know, so they fully understand the imagery and the messages that go along with these so-called movies that they make, and the psychology behind them, and the awards that people win for so the sister gets an award for getting the skin whipped off her back, and how well she displayed the pain of it and the crying of being raped by the damn slave master. That's pretty much, you know, her role in the movie was not that big or great. She did more screaming and crying for being raped and beat than talking. She had 1 or 2 talking scenes through the whole freaking movie. You dig what I'm saying? The other scenes was her being raped or getting busted in the head by the woman by the white lady in the house because she was jealous. And the other scene was her getting her ass getting her the skin beat off her back. And her asking, the other scene was her asking the Black Star Simon character to kill her. She wanted to die because of her treatment. You dig me? So just the awarding of her for that role is just something diabolical, and shit don't smell right at all. You dig me? So that's pretty much how I feel about it, man. That's really how it is. It ain't about how I feel about it. That's how it is. Because like I said, all of our scholars, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Welsing, if Bobby E. Wright was still here, if Amos Wilson was still here, if John Henry Clark was still here, their take on it would be exactly the same. They would probably put it in more eloquent terms than me. You dig me? But, you know, us rewarding and saying we like that movie and that was a good movie. That movie, it wasn't shit good about that movie. That movie was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, straight up and down. It was some garbage, man. You know what I'm saying? And for us to be marveling and talking about her achievements and all this shit, what did she fucking achieve? She didn't achieve nothing but keeping our image imprisoned in the twisted psychology of the goddamn Caucasoid slavery institution or what have you. Ain't nothing good about that at all. Dig me? Ghetto Philosopher, man. Planet Rock. Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 6. You know how we do it. What?
Been here, been real. Ill Trill, Southwest. And they wanna do something with it. And they wanna do something with it. If I'm naked, get on. I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out of it. Get on. That's what I learned everything I know. And then get on. And some of my friends done died before when they get on. That's why I ain't seen to let go of it. Get on.
How do you feel when you judge quick? And you all up in my face and I ain't even spit?
my friends done died before when they get on. Get on, get on, get on, get on. That's why I ain't seem to let go.
I got these hoes with their eyes red. Drink too much like Nate. I make you sorry if it's in the herb. Nerves beware. This from the one that dare to compare. Logistic chicken biscuit, Miss Winter. You a beginner going through a song. Am I right or wrong? Am I weak or strong? This cap is back turned, girl. For destruction, busting microphones. Bless the unprotected soul. Dressed and gold. Talk too much, forget your author show. Thought said all the duckies do scope. I'm ripping home, big time player. What's gonna save you from the hands of rock when them guys gone and you back home in the ghetto?
In then, look at the fuck that we in. Been around system always then. Paint wet, down set, poppin' shit, watch it hit. Block, neighborhood charcoals at that old Marcos. After dark on the foot, cars gone, mind blown, flashing light, liquor sold, new or old. It's getting sold in the ghetto.
Get on, get on, get on, get on. I got one foot in, one foot out of it. Get on, get on, get on, get on, get on. That's what I learned if they got home when they get on. Get on, get on, get on, get on. And some of my friends done died before when they get on. Get on, get on, get on, get on. That's why I ain't seen to let go while they get on. My name is Lou. Like he gave me this vision quite some time ago. He told me, shout it when you grow, get your chance to glow. You pitch that real shit until you can't talk no more. Now wait a minute, y'all. I am the one that ride the rhythm from midnight to the morning sun. I do it for the freedom, finance, and forever fun. The revolution of the mind has already begun. In just a second, y'all, it got to be. My every thought is fulfillment of prophecy. I'm supernatural, but there is no stopping me. Even the ghetto was still God's property. Come on.
Since you was a youngster, the devil been out of your soul like it's one out monster. Ain't no in between, you either off or on. Never pass judgment, but the feeling is mutual. Past the hall mall trying to drown me after years of gravel. He promised to rest you both in weeks. I know you ain't talking in the next man's footprints, walking like a duck, stuck crawling out the same hole. We don't promote promiscuous behavior. Peppin' been dead. I need some flow. My high school goal to come through in the ghetto.
If I'm there, get on, get on, get on, get on, get on. I got one foot in, one foot out of it. Get on, get on, get on, get on, get on. That's what I learned everything I know when they get on, get on, get on, get on, get on. And some of my friends done died before when they get on, get on, get on, get on, get on. That's why I ain't seen to let go while they get on.
Hello, Mr. DJ.
Avec votre DJ à la sono, écoutez le show musical.
Music machine.
Pénétrez dans cet univers musical. Attention, 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 c'est à vous, vous pour la danse, 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 danse. Dansez sur cette musique folle. Soyez aussi marteau que lui. Super.
We have to realize our condition. And our condition in the community, we suffer from a deep inferiority complex as well as low self-esteem. And this is all due to the fact that what our children know about our history, our culture, is very little of nothing. Not only that, the negativity that we get over the TV is a very self-hatred type of thing that we have in our community, causing youth to kill each other and so forth. So what this provides is not only a cultural connection, but it opens up our African genetic memory bank of who we are as an African people. We have a rich heritage. And once we enter the school system, we will not enter the school system with a very low self-esteem, inferiority complex. We will enter the school system with a confidence to know that learning mathematics, learning writing, learning reading, our ancestors started that long before the world knew it. So if the child knows that walking into the classroom, the child will not run from mathematics. The child will not run from writing, knowing that the first writing system known called Medunetter, who the Greeks call hieroglyphics, the first writing system laid down by African people, long before Aramaic, long before Arabic, long before Greek, long before Phoenician, African people brought the first writing known to the world. So, when an African child walks into a classroom, knowing all this is part of his and her heritage, then how do you think they're going to respond in the classroom? But if that African child is going to sit in the classroom and all they're going to know is a couple pages of history, and from that point out they're going to get nothing but Europeans, how they beat up on them, as well as the rest of the world, then how do you think they're going to respond in that classroom? A low self-esteem and self-hate and inferiority complexes will come out of that. And this is what we provide in the community by raising up the mind of African people and our African children, and start, above all, to instill the institutional building of our institutional building of our institutional building of our institutional building of our
If you told black people that white people were committing biological genocide against us, and that by the year 2000 whatever, there would be no more black people, you would get one reaction. But you're saying that we're being threatened with cultural and psychological extinction. How do you get African people to see the urgency of the situation?
I don't know, frankly, if you can. I think that we have to focus on young people, young African people who have not been so conditioned with a way of thinking that supports European imperialism, European power, that they still have the ability to use their intuition, their spirituality, their Africanness to create, to think beyond the limitations that have been given to them in European academies. I think most of us as adults, as elders, have been so conditioned that we're afraid to move beyond the parameters that have been defined by our enemies in our thinking, so that our vision is limited. And so we are really not the people who should be conceptualizing the plans, the movements, what we should be building. But I focus on the younger people who hopefully are still more in touch with what is natural to African people. And if I can affirm that in them, they will see the urgency. I find that in my teaching. I find that in teaching young people, that once they are affirmed and introduced in a conscious way to the African worldview, it becomes crystal clear to them. And they see in an urgency in us as African people building for self, as opposed to imitating forms which have been put in place to make sure that we continue to be oppressed.
Culturally and psychologically, do you think we realize what we have lost?
No, not. It's ironic because We don't realize it on a conscious level. Yet we live it every day in the way we walk, in the way we talk, in the way in the music we create. There is a depth of spirituality which exists in us as a people, which has continued since our origins, that our ancestors have passed to us, and which we continue to pass on ourselves, that we don't consciously recognize as a strength. We don't realize that it is something that we need to use to think with, so that when we are presented with a European worldview in the classroom, we think that that's the only way to be. That's the only way to think, because we didn't come with anything. So I don't think that we are aware on a conscious level of what it is that we've moved away from in terms of power. You see, that's what we're not aware of.
Could you talk some about how we came to be who and what we are today? If you understand the question.
I think I do.
Okay.
I think that we have to look back at a period that I call the Ma'afa. We as Africans were very consciously stripped of our culture. Now, that becomes a platitude. You know, everybody's saying that. Stripped of our culture, but we have to see that we had a strong culture and so forth. But nobody seems to realize the depth of what that means. Being stripped of our culture meant being conditioned to accept ourselves as inferior beings. Okay? It meant that we were conditioned to feel that we had to be dependent on Europeans, dependent on white people, that we could not do things for ourselves and in our own image. That conditioning began with a long period of terrorism, which was very physical, physically manifested. At the same time, there was the breaking of the will. So there was cultural violence, I call it, in the book, as well as the physical violence, which was very important. We then came to a period in which we mistakenly thought we were free. We're now at a point where we think that we have freedom, the ability to be whatever it is that we can be within this society and so forth. Yet what happens is that we are still thinking within a modality that has been determined by those who would oppress us, those who would control us. And we don't see beyond that. So the question for me becomes, who controls how you think? We have the ability to create our own structures, our own theories, our own definitions of reality, to look at the African worldview, to look at, for instance, the Dogon people, to look at the Kemetic people, to look at our own people who have, even look at Carter G. Woodson, for instance, the miseducation of the Negro, which I don't think was really ever understood by us. And to use these things as inspirations for the building of institutions, the creation of things, the building our own buildings. We have the ability to do that. So it's almost like we've been conditioned so well through such a long process that now it is us who are enslaving ourselves mentally.
Because the job has already been.
The job has been done. It would be so easy.
going to take them through the rituals and everything, but they're going to still have European taste and desire European things. And they still pursue European ideals and all that, even with their kente on. And despite then, and their superficial behavior, if those tastes and interests and passions and so forth are not also transformed in particular directions, despite their superficial attachment to African culture, they will continue to perpetuate their oppression and maintain the system that they think they're trying to get out from, you see. And this is why you have to understand this theoretical thing, so that you know where you're going when you're talking about educating these children African-centrically, you see. This is why you ultimately are going to have to reject multiculturalism and understand that it's African-centeredness that must be taught to our children, not multiculturalism. Multiculturalism says, all right, everybody's culture is okay, you know, Pollyanna. Oh, you got a culture, I got a culture, all God's children got a culture. So, you know, it's all right. You can taste from this one, you can taste from that one, you buy from this one, you buy from that one, which is exactly what black folk are doing right now. You see? And therefore what? Keeping other people's families alive, keeping them out of crime, keeping them well housed, you know, and all the things we're doing because we have not controlled our what? Taste and interest and evolved them in ways that they advance our culture and us as a people. Please get rid of multiculturalism. And it makes you believe every culture is all right. Here you are suffering from European culture, and now you're going to, you know, it's all right. You can't put one down and put the other one up. I mean, Europeans amuse me anyway, talking about their cultural traditions and what great traditions they have brought to the world. The tradition is what you do. Yeah. And it's an insult as an African man to have Europeans talk about their great tradition. You may talk about your philosophy, but that's not your tradition. You may talk about your religion, but that's not your tradition. Or if it is your tradition, then no matter how beautiful it sounds, I must reject it. Because it enslaved me. It oppressed me. And the whole bit, you see. So, and I don't care how sweet it sounds and how logically it is put together or how literate it may be. The ultimate thing is in what way does it express itself in relationship to me and my people? And if this is the outcome of European tradition, then that tradition must be rejected. You must understand, ladies and gentlemen, what Europeans call great tradition goes hand in hand with their capacity to kill. You know, the Germans, I couldn't understand. You know, we were the literary people and we were the, you know, this and that. But that's one of the reasons why you were able to kill the way you did. Because that was also in there as well. You look at Elijah Muhammad, a misunderstood person. Yeah, misunderstood. Because again, sometimes we're so right-brained, we let our dislike or disapproval of certain of his behaviors overshadow our capacity to see what gifts he brought us as a people and to come to really understand what this man was about and the greatness of what he created in the Nation of Islam. Yeah. Because we let a series of events get to us so much, we want to throw the baby out with the wash water. You see. But what was he doing? He recognized, too, that cultural identity, religious identity, were as political as they were psychological, were as economical as they were psychological, you see. And he recognized then that he had to also change the taste of black people and change their what? Interests as well. Their emotions and their what? Feelings as well. And a part of that change was the projection of the white man is demon mythology, which was very functional and real. but very functional. See, I've told you, a lot of people think, oh, well, that wasn't the truth. This wasn't the point. It wasn't the point. It amazes me now. You know, somebody mentioned the Tuskegee experiments. These whiteys are going to tell all the truth now. Now that they got the what? The world, what? Wrapped up. But in wrapping it up, they projected the what?
Pumping
the
360 degrees an hour.
Because the myth,
365 days a year. Ignorance is no longer an option.